Think of someone who hurt you. Not a stranger, someone close. Someone who said something cruel or disappeared for days or made you feel small. Now here's the strange part. Some part of you probably still wanted to stay, and you've likely wondered what was wrong with you for wanting to. But the real answer isn't weakness. It's a survival mechanism so old it can override your own judgment. Psychologists call it a trauma bond. Once you understand how it's built, you'll never look at love the same way again. The term was popularized by therapist Patrick Carnes, who studied why people stay connected to those who hurt them long after logic says leave. Carnes found something counterintuitive. These bonds don't form despite the pain, they form partly because of it. Not because pain feels good, but because of what happens in the gaps between it. To understand why, go back to a famous experiment run by psychologist Harry Harlow in the 1950s. Harlow separated infant monkeys from their mothers and offered two substitutes. One was a bare wire frame with food attached. The other was soft cloth, offering no food, only warmth. Every time, the infants chose the cloth mother, clinging to it even while hungry. Then Harlow ran something darker. He built a cloth mother that could suddenly shake violently or blast cold air. The frightened infant didn't run away. It clung harder. It returned to the exact source of its fear, because that source was also its only comfort. This is the blueprint. When comfort and threat come from the same place, the drive for closeness doesn't shut off. It intensifies. Your nervous system isn't built to calmly judge whether someone is good for you. It's built to seek whatever it has already attached to, especially under stress. There's a second piece, and it's about unpredictability. If someone hurt you constantly, your brain would file them as a clear threat and avoid them. But the pattern is usually inconsistent. Cruelty, then warmth. Distance, then intense closeness. Your brain doesn't read this as two behaviors. It reads it as one unpredictable source of reward. And unpredictable rewards create the strongest attachments of all. Not steady kindness, uncertainty. That's why the good moments in these relationships often feel more intense than good moments in healthy ones. It isn't deeper connection. It's relief chemistry flooding a nervous system that's been starved and unsure when relief would come again. A related case made headlines for a different reason. In 1973, a bank robbery in Stockholm went wrong, and hostages were held for nearly a week. When it ended, some hostages defended their captors. One raised money for their legal defense. Criminologist Niels Bejerot named it Stockholm Syndrome. Under prolonged fear and total dependency, any small kindness from a captor registers as enormous, wildly disproportionate to what it would mean under normal circumstances. You don't need a bank hostage situation for this to activate. You only need dependency, fear, and inconsistency in whatever amount life hands you. The same wiring responds, whether the walls are literal or emotional. So why does a survival mechanism feel like love? Because to your nervous system, it essentially is. Attachment didn't evolve to detect kindness. It evolved to detect proximity to whoever keeps you alive. For most of human history, staying close to your group, however imperfect, was safer than being alone. Your brain still runs that old calculation today, even when staying is the actual danger. This understanding won't make a trauma bond disappear on its own, but it removes the shame. You didn't stay because you were foolish. You stayed because ancient wiring told you closeness was safer than distance. Wiring built for a much simpler world than the one you live in now. So think again of that person from the beginning. Maybe the pull you felt wasn't proof of how deep your love was. Maybe it was proof of how well the bond was built, using the oldest tools your brain has. And the next time your body pulls you back towards someone who hurts you, ask a better question than why you still want this. Ask what part of you this old instinct is actually trying to protect. Because it was never really about them. It was a survival system doing exactly what it was built to do, aimed at the wrong target.